Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening and welcome to the regular December school board meeting. First item on the agenda is adjustments to the agenda.
Yeah, so there are no adjustments to the agenda this month.
Perfect. Next item. Public comments regarding agenda items. Do we have anyone wanting to comment on anything on the agenda tonight? Okay, moving on. Next item is recognitions, Mr. Gibney.
Yeah, so this is a little bit different month, just given the short month and holiday. So I know that there are some students of the month that we won't recognize tonight, that we'll recognize twice as many in January. But I see Mrs. Rhodes is your student of the month here. Don't be shy.
I really don't need that. I could probably use my teacher voice
Yeah.
and that just be loud. So TZ is very proud to have Isabel Batten, as our November Student of the Month. Izzy is a fourth grader in Mrs. Mann's class, and Mrs. Mann says that Izzy is the student that every teacher wants. She goes out of her way to do the right thing. While her classmates may be talking out of turn, she waits and listens patiently. And maybe later, when she catches Mrs. Mann alone, she might share something that she knows about that topic. Izzy never speaks unkind word to her peers, and she wants to do her best on every assignment. Sometimes she even tries to work ahead when she can, to be prepared for the unexpected. She not only takes care of herself, but looks for ways to help her classmates without being asked. She is patient with others. She assists her classmates with classwork in a way that helps them understand. She looks for people who are left out, and she includes them. She helped with their class community service project at Rescue Treasures Thrift Shop, and even worked past her shift. Izzy knows how to have fun as well. She's a wonderful card magician. She loves soccer and basketball. She is a child that her parents can be very proud of, and that her school district can count on to represent us well. This is why Isabel is TZ's Student of the Month.
Well done. Yes. Do we have any other recognitions this month? Okay. We do have the backdrop display set up for to take pictures. Okay, awesome. Would you like to jump in, Ms. Muncie? Great job, Izzy.
Perfect timing. Deer Meadow would like to announce Quinn Case as our Student of the Month. She's in Mrs. Carr's class. Mrs. Carr said, "Quinn is an amazing girl. She has so many talents and strengths. She continues to challenge herself to grow every day. She's inquisitive and loves to learn. Even though Quinn's academic achievements are outstanding, I think the thoughtful and kind way she treats others is even more impressive. She always has something nice to say and makes everyone feel welcome. In our classroom, our art room, the playground, anywhere. Quinn is an awesome role model for our school." Congratulations.
Ms. Briones?
Bailey Bagus is our GMS Student of the Month. Unfortunately, last minute her and her family were not able to attend, but I would like to still present the kind words said about her by her teachers. Mrs. Robinson said Bailey shows leadership amongst her peers with her maturity and poise. She is quick to understand the needs of others and responds in a helpful way. In art class, when she sees another student struggling with a step in a project, she has a gift for stepping in with just the right amount of assistance. Bailey lifts other people up and raises the achievement of those around her, making her the best kind of leader. Mrs. Stoffragan said she exhibits a positive attitude with any task in the classroom and is a very helpful teammate in labs. I appreciate her energy. Mrs. Smith said Bailey is a strong leader in the classroom. She does a great job leading group work and making sure her classmates are doing the right thing. Mrs. Nicklash said Bailey is a natural leader among her peers. She leads by example and has a natural charisma that others want to follow. Watching her in groups, she encourages others to participate and keeps the discussion moving along. Ms. Bailey Boggs. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Got some more. Is that good?
It was pajama day. Dear Mother. This is cute no matter what. I realized it was pajamas.
What makes you think
Hello?
And then there was one.
Mrs. Sullivan? You have anything to,
You have anything to say?
anyone to recognize?
We didn't mind all that excitement. This is about as exciting as it's gonna get.
Yeah. All right. Next item on the agenda is the approval of the consent agenda, which consists of meeting minutes from November 22nd, 2001, or 2021. Allowance of claims, the financial report, and personnel reports, part 1 and 2, which are on the website and the door. Mrs. Roman.
Yep, first in your finance packet, you're gonna see the first payroll in November, dated November 12th, 2021. Total payroll of $427 to $1270, along with the accounts payable for retirement and payroll taxes, $118,722.68. And then the second payroll in November would be the payroll where we had the increases, the all-staff increases. So you'll see that that's gonna be a little bit higher this time around. Total payroll, 11/26/21, was $680,831.46. And of course, along with that higher payroll, you're also gonna have higher turf, perf, and payroll taxes, $221,064.06. And then next in your packet, you're gonna have a list of prepays there. Nothing unusual on this list. Did anyone have any questions about prepays? You'll see there's two different sets. You've got the regular prepays, and then there's a single for postage. It's because Mrs. Romer forgot it on the first one, so I just added it to a second one. So total was $319,584.55 for the first one, and then the second one for that postage was $601 on those prepays. And then you've got your claims that are dated today, 12/13/21. Again, I didn't see anything as I was going through here that was unusual. Did anyone have any questions about any of the claims for this month?
I did not.
Okay. All right, total claims dated today, 12/13/21, $229,721.25. And then if you're ready to move on to the finance report, we can do that. All
Okay.
right. Okay, next in your packet, you're gonna see the fund report. Balance at the end of November 2021 in education, $1,543,737.20. Ending balance in operations, $837,264.94. Total for all accounts, if you go to the very last page, it should be page 5, for all accounts is $5,645,880.35. And then next in your packet, you're gonna see the depository statement and bank balances for each bank. You'll see the list, the outstanding checks for all banks. And then the November fund balance for all banks minus outstanding checks is $5,645,880.35. If you do that comparison with page 5 of your fund report, you'll see that those balance to the penny. And then finally, in your finance packet, just update for the bond 2020 expenditures. You've got your total expenditures forward from July 2021 through November 2021 was $2,052,167.14. And then the total expenditures out of bond 2021 for December have been $784,231.37. Those are all listed there for you, so you can see what we paid in the month of December. So total expenditures to date out of bond 2021 have been $2,836,398.51. And pending any questions, I'd like to recommend for approval.
Make a motion to accept the consent agenda as presented.
Second. Okay. A motion and a second. All in favor? All opposed? Motion passes. Thank you, Mrs. Romer.
You're welcome.
Next item on the agenda is reports, and first, the Assistant Superintendent's Report, Dr. French.
So I just wanted to take about 30 minutes tonight to talk about literacy trends in America.
Okay, we're gonna move that to the end of the
Did you say
agenda.
30 minutes?
Just kidding. Instead, I'll give you a 2-minute overview of a DOE initiative. How about that? Okay. So the DOE is presenting a new reading initiative, and they're putting out more information in January, but starting next school year, 22-23, they are going to be providing, it's 2 components to this, they call it a literacy framework. So one component is literacy instructional coaches. So just like we got COVID relief money, the state got COVID relief money, and they're using that to hire and train literacy coaches and then distribute them to districts in need. We won't qualify, I'm 99% sure we won't qualify as one of those schools to receive a literacy coach, but there's a second group where they provide that. And so you can kind of opt in. If you take the opt-in suggestion or approach, then you probably will have to share a coach with a district. But then they want to use that data, they put the coach in your building or your district for 2 years, and they want to show that data that the model works so that it's something they can sustain and continue. So it's just kind of like a pilot or a trial. And then the second component is professional development around the science of reading. So we will see what happens with those details in January when those come out. Greencastle, we are already, I think, ahead of the curve with our primary schools right now. We've been doing science of reading professional development for the last 12 months in our K2, and that's, so teachers are already adjusting their reading and spelling instruction. For instance, instead of like the Friday spelling test where kids memorize words, and so the research shows that those skills don't transfer. So they don't actually use them in their writing, they still, spell incorrectly. So instead you teach spelling rules. So for instance, there's no word in the English language that ends with the letter J. So instead, you teach them in the rule that starts with, or ends with a DGE. And so then they identify and apply those like badge, fudge, trudge, those kind of things. So instead of being the regular spelling list that you memorize, they memorize rules and apply them. So it's just little things like that that are more science-based and brain learning based where they can retain it. So just making those kinds of adjustments make big changes in reading comprehension and retention. So those are kind of changes that we've made over the last year, and now we're getting ready to extend that up and encompass TZ with some different reading and writing strategies too. So we're excited about that. So see, that was quick.
Cool, that's good. Thank you. Yeah, that sounds great. Next on the agenda is the Superintendent Report.
Yeah, so the first thing is I just want to, since this is our last meeting before winter break, just wish everybody, all of our patrons, our students and our families, a safe and relaxing holiday break. And we'll work to close up the first semester here on Friday and welcome everyone back in January. To go along with that, as you can see or as you've heard or as you've watched the many wonderful holiday concerts and things that have taken place. So just thanking our students and our staff members that help put on those performances. I think we do a marvelous job here at Greencastle. Building project has gone out to bid, and the plans and documents and specs are posted on Eastern Engineering and different websites according to the public notice. And so we'll accept bids on that project until 2 o'clock on the 27th of January. Just a quick update based on special ed funding. So just like with our student count day, to where our funding can increase or decrease based on the 2 different count days, our funding is affected by the December 1 special education count, and depending upon where students fall for their disability determines the different funding levels. And so in looking at that, we're looking at roughly a $200,000 increase in funding for special education. But on the negative side of that, we're looking at a $50,000 decrease in CTE funding. And that's very similar as well, the amount of students enrolled in some of those CTE courses. And if you understand, our junior and senior classes are a little bit smaller than normal. And so I think that really kind of attributes to kind of the dip in that. But overall, more funding headed our way, which is a positive thing. And then we received our 1782 notice, or our budget order, from the DLGF. I was on Friday. I'm sorry, I'm losing track of days here this week. And just overall highlights of it is they're all very positive. Is our assessed valuation in our taxing district increased by $29 million from last year to this year. And so anytime your assessed valuation goes up, that can have a positive effect on your tax rate, and it can cause your tax rate to fall. More on that in a minute. They approved our budget as is for education fund, for debt service fund, for pension debt. They cut our budget by $30,000 in operations fund, but that budget also includes our entire cash balance, so we're fine with that. And approved our budget as is for rainy day. Overall, our levies in debt service and operations, both of those combined, are up $148,222 compared to the 21 budget. But on the flip side of that, our overall tax rate is down just over 5 cents. So our 2022 tax rate is $1.3111. So AV went up, and that brought our tax rate down, even with, those larger levies. So overall, a very positive budget, which obviously is important. And if you can remember back to the building project, one of the main selling points for the building project is we said it was going to be done with no tax rate increase, and you can see that there is no tax rate increase. It actually decreased slightly, and that's based on the assessed evaluation. So overall, very positive on that, and we look to end this year in a positive manner and continue to build up some fund balances so we can just continue to move forward in a positive way with our finances. So those are the updates that I have for this month.
Okay, thank you. Next item on the agenda is old business, and there is no old business, so new business. The first item is an approval request for the Teacher Appreciation Grant. Mr. Gibbon.
Yep, so each year we receive Teacher Appreciation Grant funds from the state to distribute to our teachers, and our administrators are not included in that distribution. And just like in years past, we've typically provided the same stipend for our administrators as we did for the teachers. And so before you is a recommendation to do that. In the past, we're able to use Title II funds. We don't have a Title II fund allotment to do that. So I'm seeking to do that simply from the education fund.
Okay. Can I get a motion to approve that plan?
Yeah, we'll make that motion.
I'll second.
A motion and a second. Any discussion or questions? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Next item is an approval request for permission to pay late arriving 2021 invoices.
Yeah, so as you can see today, December 13th is our board meeting, and we're going to have some invoices come in here after this board meeting, and we just are simply seeking permission to pay those with funds earmarked in 2021. And of course, we will provide a list to you at our January board meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Yeah, I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Next item is an approval request for some donations. We have one from Project Lead the Way to Greencastle Community Schools for $2,100. One from the Putnam County Community Foundation to Greencastle High School in the amount of $1,000. Putnam County Community Foundation to Greencastle Middle School in the amount of $1,000. Putnam County Community Foundation to Tezonicus Intermediate in the amount of $1,000. And the Mary Allison Children's Trust to Deer Meadow Primary in the amount of $1,000.
So it's my recommendation the board accept these donations, and we greatly thank the donors.
Mm-hmm.
So move. Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second to approve all the donations. Any questions, comments? Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, hearing none, hearing no more. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Next item is an approval request for the second reading of several Neola policies that we have looked through for 2 months now on the board packet, so.
Yep, they've been shared with the board both months. They've been discussed with cabinet, been discussed with the association as well, and now it's time for approval and adoption of our Neola policies.
I will make a motion to approve the updated Neola policies.
I will second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Next item on the agenda is the return to in-person plan. Mr. Gibney.
Yeah, so as is required by the federal government, we have to allow public comment on our return to in-person instruction plan every 6 months. And so December is that 6-month time frame. And I believe we'll be doing this all the way through 2024, since we have received ESSER funds from the federal government. And I don't have anything new to report other than the information that we shared out with our families. I don't remember when that exactly was, but just a couple of weeks ago, that it's our plan when we come back in January to recommend masks, but not require them, as long as a building's positivity rate stays below 5%. If it goes above 5%, then that building will wear masks until it drops below 4%. And right now, I know that even though there's community spread when you're looking at the county maps, and looking at our numbers have not exploded within the schools. So obviously, we will continue to monitor all of that moving forwards.
Mm-hmm.
Well, will we send out, kind of like you did the first time, just maybe an email or something, reminder after the first year, reminding people
Yes.
before school starts?
Yep, absolutely. We'll definitely do that, and then our dashboard will obviously look different because it'll be by building.
Okay, perfect. Okay, next item on the agenda is other business, and I have one item of other business. Jeff and I got a, email from Lori Hardwick today saying it's time for one of our appointments to the Human Relations Commission, excuse me. I guess, you know, the best way to do this, because that, the person that's in there now is not going to reapply or return. So maybe send out an email to all staff saying, you know, anyone that lives, we have to live within the Greencastle School District.
Yeah,
Anyone interested, willing to apply, if Jared watches this sometime, he can put that in the article on the banner, that it's not limited to school employees, but anyone in the district.
right.
Maybe send a letter of interest to you
Yeah, I think.
till the
that'd be
first of
appropriate.
February, and we can appoint someone in.
February. I think that makes sense.
And if, I could get Jared a call tomorrow too, and see if he can make sure that's in the banner.
Yeah,
Yeah, if you send out an email, that'd be great, we can get someone in there.
sounds good to me.
Okay, anybody have any other business, any other business?
How was Mr. Crane's visit?
It was good. Yeah, it was good. He saw a lot of good things, in the Fab Lab. Had a lot of good conversations with the kids and just interactions with the students. And then certainly, in talking with, Mrs. Hamilton's students, where I wasn't a part of, but I know that, Dr. French, participated in that. I think overall it was well received. I think the kids learned something, which is nice. It's important for them to learn about, how their government works, right? On top of everything else. And then, kind of even leading up to that, we, had Senator Crane over here, and we just had some good conversation about, you know, just things taking place, kind of needs, and trying to obviously kind of set a stage for the future.
Sure.
Anyone else? Okay. Hearing none, can I get a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion. I'll second.
Okay, a motion and a second to adjourn, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Oh, thank you all for coming, all four of you.
Yeah, thank you and happy holidays.
Happy holidays, and be careful going home.
Thanks.